Hi, and welcome back. In this lecture, we'll be discussing key insight 5 social media, e commerce, and voice commerce. So, if you look at social media, most of us have accounts on social media to connect with our family and friends, with our co workers, with our long lost friends. But also, we're seeing the use of social media as online marketplaces where people can buy and sell products and services directly within social media. So, for example, we have things like Facebook Marketplace and also Instagram Shops. So, because people spend a lot of time on social media connecting with people, connecting with friends, family, watching videos, and increase engagement is a huge opportunity for businesses to mark their presence or to create presence within those social media, to promote their products and services, to connect with the customers, and also to address customer issues and get strong, valuable customer feedback firsthand right from the customers itself. Then we have things like social media enabled customer service. So engaging and responding to customer feedback, issues, and complaints on social media. So if you look at a lot of brands, they have their own business page on social networks like Facebook where they respond to customer issues. Customers can also write reviews. Maybe they like a feature of one of their products or even complain and criticize certain products and services. Maybe they receive poor customer service from the brand or a poor customer experience from one of their branches or stores. So all these things can be openly discussed on social media because it offers a platform for businesses and customers to interact with each other. And the most important part is it helps to build one-on-one relationships with the customer. Because if you look at customer feedback, it's not usually cascaded down to the business. Maybe the customer complains to a distributor or a warehouse manager or even a checkout counter clerk. But the feedback is not sent back to the business to improve their products and services. But using a strong social media presence, businesses are able to have one-on-one interactions with the customer and also to build a much more closer relationship and also promote the values and the principles of the brand. For example, things like transparency. So businesses can be very transparent about their business practices, business ethics, and also admit that they are wrong if they do something wrong and then rectify it. Because according to leading research, customers are likely to purchase from a business if it's a strong brand and also if they have a very good social media presence and if they admit the mistake and then they take the steps to correct it. Then we have other tools like social media listening tools. So tracking conversations on social media relevant to our industry, specific topics, and industry leaders at a very high level in order to better understand where the market is heading. So for example, tools like HubSpot, Sprout Social, and also Hootsuite are very useful as social media listening tools. Then we're also seeing this trend of discovery commerce. So it's basically an e-commerce sales method which focuses on guiding the customer towards a product or a service. So this is basically when a user visits a website or e-commerce marketplace without a definite purpose. So the buyer is not looking for a particular product or a service, but is open to any kind of suggestion or exploration using different information systems. So to enable this, we use things like artificial intelligence, which we're going to talk about in one of our next lectures, where basically computers think like people and also are able to provide things like suggestions, recommendations based on your browsing history, based on your interest, demographical data, and so many other factors. Then also we're seeing this whole trend of better reverse logistics management or what we call returns processing. So if you look at a typical returns process, it involves several steps. So first step is basically the customer initiating the return and then the request is made for a delivery or logistical provider to get the item from the customer. Then it's taken to some centralized storage location where it is evaluated against the reason specified by the customer. Maybe the customer has said it's a different product or it's a different size or it's a different color or something of that sort. So then if the return request is valid, it's further processed. If not, the item is either returned back to the customer or else destroyed, and the customer will not get a refund for the particular item in most of the cases. So for example, if the customer damages a particular product and then initiates a return and then a return is not processed because the customer has already damaged the product and thereby a replacement or a refund is not initiated. So once the initial checks are done and everything is good to go, a return is initiated and then basically we have to check if it can be resold or it has to be replaced and the item must be destroyed. So if you look at e-commerce, we have a very challenging scenario which is called the last mile delivery. So last mile delivery in very simple terms is the transportation of a certain merchandise or a product from the nearest distribution hub to the customer's house. And finally, we are also seeing the trend of voice commerce where we can use our own voice to search for products or services and also purchase such products and services. So things like Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant have the ability to order products and services using your own natural voice, and also it's very convenient compared to the conventional methods. But most of these voice assistants do not have a display built in, so you might have seen things like Google Home and Amazon Echo Dot. So you can't really see what you're ordering, but it's very good for things like reoccurring orders. So for example, if you have ordered laundry detergent, it's very easy to just say reorder this particular brand of detergent, maybe 2 quantities or 5 quantities. So it's super useful and convenient for these kind of things. So all these amazing factors have created a lot of opportunities for a lot of companies to build much more stronger, resilient businesses, and also to harness new opportunities and provide value in a lot of ways using social media, e-commerce, and voice commerce. Well, that's about it for Key Insight 5. The impact of social media, e-commerce, and voice commerce on customer experience. I'll see you on our lecture.